Hello, my little whelps. I am Blue Dragon, an artist from Las Vegas, Nevada, and welcome back to Inktober, Day 3. Today's prompt is going to be bait, and I'm sure a lot of other artists out there did a fishing hook, or some kind of fish bait, maybe. But no, I'm too twisted. My mind is too far gone off the rails, so I did a pedo van. A little out there, I know. A little twisted and weird. I don't know why, but when I first saw the prompt bait, immediately, like everyone else, I thought of a fishing hook, fish bait, stuff like that. But I knew I can't be like everyone else. I can't be like the crowd. That's one thing I always try to do. How do I set myself apart from everyone else? Now, that doesn't mean I always have the best idea. My intention is good, but it's important to get these things out there, man. I'm telling you. So, of course, I didn't want to be like everyone else. I went with the pedo van because it's the most twisted thing I could think of. In all seriousness, though, it's important to be safe out there, guys. Make sure you know who you're talking to and you're talking to them. Random strangers, of course, they can be nice, but sometimes you never know what someone's thinking on the inside of their head. So be safe out there, and you're walking alone at night in the creepy month of October. In general, I thought this piece came out okay. I think there's a lot of things. I basically made a lot of mistakes in this one, and the main reason for that is because yesterday's inking, I made a huge mistake. The sketchbook I'm using for Inktober this year is really awesome. It's a lot better than the one I used last year. It can actually take ink really well, specifically Sharpie ink, because a big struggle with Inktober or using heavy inks is that, like, Sharpies destroy paper. Anyone that has used Sharpie on printer paper can back this up. Sharpies just ruin paper, man. They bleed through, they tear, they get everywhere. It's a mess. But the sketchbook I got this year is really well at handling the Sharpie ink, which I'm really happy with. But in saying that, the paper doesn't tear. But, of course, like any normal paper, it will bleed through if there's enough of it. So the one mistake I made yesterday was I forgot to put a paper towel underneath the paper, so that just in case if it bled through, it would go onto the paper towel and not on the next page. So, a little bit of ink from yesterday's prompt did get on this page. So I said, you know what, let's be a little messy. Let's make a couple mistakes, because who knows? We might like those mistakes and embrace them. And that's something I'd like you guys to take home, is that the advantage of having traditional art over digital art, when you're using digital art, you get caught in this mindset that everything has to be perfect because you can make it perfect. But what's great about traditional art is that it's not perfect. It's not the best it can be, but the mistakes in the piece can make the piece in general stronger if you embrace them correctly. Now, in saying that, the mistakes I made in this piece are not embraced at all and actually make it look like I'm a sloppy artist that has no idea what he's doing. But I think the end result is still the same. It doesn't look great. There's a lot more detail that could have been put into the piece, a lot more shading and things like that, but I just couldn't be asked to today. So I'm living with how this turned out, and you know what? It's still the idea of the frickin' pedo van. Now, compared to last year, I actually think this Inktober is going a lot better. I'm a lot more motivated, I have a lot more drive, and in general, it's going a lot faster and a lot better. Like before, it took me an hour to an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours some days on the ones I really put time into, to get something that looked like complete and utter crap. But this year, it's only taking me 40 minutes to an hour, or like an hour and a half, to get something that looks decent. I mean, not great, obviously, because art takes time. You need to put time into it, time, thought, and detail. But obviously, one of the problems with Inktober is because they're doing it so often and so much, it really pushes you to really cut down on your time. And the big advantage that Inktober has is that it uses that to push your artistic skill to the next level. Because you're going through all these prompts, all these pieces so fast, you make a lot of mistakes. But making all these mistakes it causes you to learn more and learn faster, because you're making mistakes more. And obviously you can only learn from your mistakes. So that's one of the things I love about Inktober, and that's one of the things I love with sketching in general. You get to throw your mind out there. You get to think of things you wouldn't have thought of before, and all of the great things that you didn't know you could do, and all the things that you learned. Like, after Inktober's over, you look back and you compare day 1 to day 30, and you're like, wow, I've gotten a lot better, especially with ink. Now, all that being said, as we come to the closing of the video, I would like you to hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date on my content. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it. Come on, man, the feedback's good. Comment down below, tell me what you thought, tell me what you liked, what I could have done better, and tell me how you're doing on your Inktober journey. And without further ado, I have been Dragon, the Gaming Artist, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.